Is passive income real in 2023? In today's video, we're going to take a deep dive on passive income and how that term has just changed in what we see in society today, what it meant before, and why it's curved its meaning so much in today's market. And ultimately, you're going to hear it here first, why passive income doesn't exist anymore, and especially in 2023, passive income isn't real. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. There's lots of cool and interesting content on the channel. It'll ultimately make you a better entrepreneur and help you in the long run. So look, if you had high hopes of passive income and you've been watching content on YouTube or other social media of people flaunting Lamborghinis and retiring at 25 years old and saying passive income saved me and everything, it's not real. It's BS. And I don't want to beat around the bush. It's not real. The idea of setting and forgetting still exists in your stock portfolio or your Roth IRA or your 401k or something that is truly an investment vehicle that you still even have to semi-manage. You know, you can set and forget some stuff, but the idea of creating a business or something like that where it's completely set it and forget it just doesn't exist. Everything that you need to do has some marginal effort of your time. As we have more global integration with every type of business and online economy, the competition becomes higher and higher in higher cost of living areas. The United States is by far one of the highest cost of living areas in the world, and that's why you see so much overseas competition in our markets. As that increases, it's harder to make money on things that used to fly by, especially as we were closer to the age of the internet and the creation of the internet, like the early 2000s, even the early 2010s, like up until maybe even 2020. There were all these new age opportunities, and for sure they're still going to happen, but there were a lot more opportunities where you could do something, had a longer runway of, I'm going to set it and forget it until this period of time and make some money off it. Even then, it wasn't really passive. You had to put your own effort into it. But some of the common pieces of passive income people talk about now are blogs, YouTube, social media. Those take more time than you could ever imagine, more than your day job. They talk about building an automated drop shipping site. Think about all the back end work, even if it's just your taxes. Think about all the back end work that goes into that. At some point, everything that you do to make money or don't do has a time involvement cost. Let me rephrase that. Everything that makes you money requires your time to some extent. Now, what we now brand as passive income, or what I'd like to brand as passive income in 2023, is the search of the highest dollar per hour of my time value effort, right? My search is to figure out what makes me the most possible money in a calendar year for 1 hour of my time. A good example is my YouTube channel. Not this one. I have another YouTube channel that's larger and actually generates income. My goal for that is to constantly be increasing in the dollar amount 1 hour of my time invested into that channel is, so that eventually I only have to work 5 or 10 hours per week to make what I'm making through my job, my day job. That is my goal. That is what I consider passive income in 2023. But the reality is, when everyone talks about passive income or automated income, that isn't really real, because I'm doing the work that will eventually pay me on, sure, the days that I'm not working, yeah, for sure, but I've put the work in to get there. So it's all about a time trade-off. There are no things other than the stock market, and that's not even a guarantee, that you can just make money in your sleep all the time, blah, 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 blah. People that sell courses of like automated trading robots or whatever it is, like that's just not real. It's not real, because if it was, wouldn't everyone just do it? And if that person discovered something that you like, they're selling you that's some amazing discovery, wouldn't they just keep reinvesting into it, grow like with compounding growth, and just do it all themselves and take away and not ask you for money? It doesn't make sense. But there it is. Passive income in 2023 doesn't exist. There really aren't any things, and I don't know how real there was at one point things that you could call passive income that were truly passive. Real estate, for sure not passive. There is so much work involved in owning real estate and renting to tenants or whatever it is, or commercial properties. Your work is huge, huge involvement. And if you somehow are lucky enough to buy a property that you can then outsource to a management company to then manage your property, if you were lucky enough to be able to do that, you still are very involved on a yearly basis. There will be weeks, days, months of your time involved in maintaining that property, whether it's around tax time, whether it's around looking at your investment, whether it's around bringing on a new tenant every year, whatever it is, you're going to be involved at some point. Again, 15 years ago, you could trade X amount of time for a lot larger dollar value to that time. Let's say maybe the dollars were worth a little bit less because of inflation, but that relationship was a lot broader. Now it's just not that. The problem is the people that are telling you that it's gotten much larger, because the people that are making a lot of money, that a lot of money has actually grown. So they're making substantially more proportional income. And then they're realizing, well, I'm making $6,000 on a day that I didn't work because I have a YouTube channel that has 2 million subscribers. I make passive income. Now I'm going to sell it to my subscribers for X amount of dollars on how to make passive income. You start a YouTube channel. Well, that's great. You're not going to have 2 million subscribers. You can try. You can put a lot of effort into it. Some of us will get there. Some of us won't. Most of us won't. A vast majority of us won't. The point that I'm making, though, is it takes a lot of time. It can take years before your YouTube channel makes any money. And I'm not just trying to silo into that one thing. I'm just trying to say that passive income is really just a relationship between time and money, and an effort to reduce time and increase money. The reality is, though, that time still exists, and in 2023, that time value is larger than it's ever been. That isn't changing, and with what's currently going on with inflation and wages increasing and the cost of living spiraling out of control, that block of time and what that time represents and that relationship with the money that time gets has completely changed. The gap there is smaller than it's ever been, and right now we just don't know what's going to happen, but it's surely changing a lot of the things that we always thought. And like, I grew up hearing keywords in college and high school: passive income, blah, 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 early retirement, Lamborghinis, my house in Hollywood Hills, I'm standing in front of my Lamborghini, we all know who I'm talking about. Stuff doesn't exist anymore. So I don't want to discourage you. It doesn't mean you shouldn't achieve that. I certainly am grinding to get there. It's just harder than it was before, and you have to be a little more creative. Don't chase passive income. Chase wealth that you can then use to compound your wealth. And that is truly passive income. It's as close as we're going to get. Money makes money. Unfortunately, you need money to make money. So let's all get on our grind and get out there and make some money, and I'll see you guys in the next video.